concept. The decision-making process refers to the behavior of the consumers during the purchase of goods and services used by the end consumer. This process covers a number of issues such as what consumers buy, when consumers buy, why consumers buy, and how consumers buy. Therefore, to get an answer to that question, organizations need to conduct research related to consumer behavior. The decision-making process. 1. Identifying problems. Identify the cause of the problem being faced, whether it is due to internal or external factors. For example, a company sees decline or a decline in the quality of the company's product. Therefore, decision makers need to have the skills to observe, interpret, and relate one problems to another. 2. Seeding data. Data relevant to the problems identified will be collected. Information obtained from internal or external. For example, marketing managers can conduct research through questionnaires, observation, interviews, obtain sales data or market information to identify the real problems the company is experiencing. The more and more accurate the information obtained, the more likely it is to get the right result. 3. Analyze the data. The data obtained will be ensured to have quality and reliability in terms of validity and be able to solve problems. The data is then analyzed using specific technique to identify the cause of the problem. For example, data analysis made using qualitative or quantitative to get a true picture of the problems that arise. 3. Generating alternative. Obtain and list various alternative options that can solve the problem as best as possible. These optional alternatives are contrasted based on the information collected and analyzed. For example, a marketing manager thinks about whether to use an existing machine by doing maintenance, reading a new machine, or buying a new machine. 5. Assessing alternative. The list of alternative solutions obtained will be examined, taking into account the strengths and weaknesses of the organization as well as external opportunities and threats. Analysis should be made carefully and critically. Alternatives that do not provide a good solution will be discarded. For example, a marketing manager will carefully examine the alternatives that have been established. 6. Choose an alternative. The result of the evaluation allows the manager to choose the best alternative. That is the step that will be taken by the management to solve the problem. For example, marketing managers use decision-making tools such as statistical analysis to produce the best alternative. Determinants of the decision-making. Number 1. Information availability factors. If the information and data obtained are complete and sufficient, then better decision can be made. This situation causes decision making to be made in a state of uncertain and vague environment. One will make decisions according to habits. For example, consumers want to buy cosmetic items that do not have a clear label, causing them to be unable to make the right choice. Therefore, it will influence the consumers to make the right decision. 2. Decision-maker efficiency factors. If a manager makes decisions efficiently, then decisions made are good and have a positive impact of the company. This is because when the product is well produced and meets the taste of the consumer, then indirectly it will influence the consumer to make decisions in the purchase. 3. Decision-making situational factors. These factors include decision-making in a state of strain, decision-making in a state of risk, decision-making in a state of ambiguity. This is because consumers often face of the problem of the wanting to make a choice whether the goods are necessities or wants. This situation is because the situation makes it difficultly for them to make the best decision. The importance of decision-making. 1. facilitate the achievement of goals. This is because when making a decision, managers of users need to think about the goals made before to avoid negative things about from happening. For example, when managers want to produce a product, they need to first study who their target market is before selling in the market. Therefore, when the goal is clear in the organization by indirectly, it will give a positive impact to both the parties. 2. Encourage interconnections and interaction between individuals. This is because when they want to buy a product, they need to interact with each other. For example, consumers can buy directly to the manager and it can influence decision making when they want to make with the manager. This situation will indirectly cause the consumer to buy the product. 3. Help stabilize living conditions and increase self-confidence. This is because decision-making will affect the attitude of the individual towards a product. For example, in this COVID-19 pandemic, many people sell goods online to increase their daily income to stabilize daily life. This situation also gives confidence to them as it can increase their self-confidence to provide information to users. In conclusion, decision-making is one of the necessities that individuals must have. This is because decision-making needs to be formed by an individual who aims to solve something, ensure that the firm goals can be achieved successfully and be able to interpret the problem that may arise from the decision made.